student who was formerly in the military speaks on respect for Remembrance Day.
The thing that really bothers me is when, for example, students at NAIT, because I'm with them all the time, will comment about how Remembrance Day is awesome because they get to sleep in.
The Victoria Cross unveiling at City Hall. The charity United Way is taking over NAIT this November with many ways to donate money to end poverty.
This is really an eye-opening experience. I've had the opportunity to attend in the past, and emotions really run high.
Hello there, and welcome to Second Edition News. With Remembrance Day still fresh on our minds, we were able to speak with a student formerly in the military.
Shyla Gordon-Russell spoke candidly about her time in the service. Remembrance Day is a time to give thanks and remember why we were able to live so freely. Shyla, like many other students, served before attending NAIT.
I think the thing that really hits close to home when it comes to Remembrance Day that's not on an emotional topic is, one, the controversy about the whole Christmas lights and Christmas decorations thing, and two, the thing that really bothers me is when, for example, students at NAIT, because I'm with them all the time, will comment about how Remembrance Day is awesome because they get to sleep in. The reason you get to sleep in is because of the people that did what they did.
Remembrance Day is a time to reflect on the sacrifices made for our freedom and to give thanks to those who have fallen.
The Victoria Cross that was awarded to Cecil J. Kinross was donated by the family and unveiled at City Hall this past Monday, where it will permanently remain.
It was said that he was never allowed to buy a beer for the rest of his life, but he had a hole in his head from that action, and my mother and my aunt used to say that they had to walk Cecil at night because of his terrible headaches. I think the beer that he was given at that hotel was the only kind of anesthetic he had, for which we thank you.
Entrusting this medal to the care of my office and through us to the stewardship and care of Edmontonians.
The Victoria Cross was introduced in 1856 by Queen Victoria. It was awarded for most conspicuous bravery or some daring or preeminent act of valor or self-sacrifice or extreme devotion to duty in the presence of the enemy. The cross will stay in City Hall for Edmontonians to view at their own pleasure, thanks to the gracious gesture of Private Cecil J. Kinross's family.
Every year, the Stollery Children's Hospital recognizes young kids who have overcome major medical challenges. Supporters gathered this past Friday to honor the ambassador who will represent all of the kids who receive world-class care at the Stollery Children's Hospital.
I'd love to thank the Stollery for everything they've done, saving my life and helping me have a better life. And I'd love to thank Jamie for nominating me.
This year's ambassador is 16 years old, Derek, who was diagnosed with a brain tumor, making it difficult for him to swallow and breathe. He has since overcome the illness and is thankful for the support of the Stollery in aiding in his recovery.
United Way is reminding NAIT about the poverty issue in the Capital Region. They're hosting many special events this month. All proceeds will be put towards the campaign.
There's a lot of ways to get involved with the campaign to attend a poverty simulation that we're hosting on November the 13th. And this is really an eye-opening experience. I've had the opportunity to attend in the past, and emotions really run high. People crying and yelling, really feeling the desperation of what it's like to live in poverty.
We are problem solvers.
The campaign's goal is to raise $75,000. So far, they've raised $22,500. If you want to get involved with the events and to donate, visit unitedway.ca.
The 25th Annual Chili Cook-Off marked the start of the Canadian Finals Rodeo Week in Edmonton. The annual event attracts lunchgoers and tourists coming to see the CFR. It remains one of the most favored events of Edmontonians in November.
You know, being a rodeo queen isn't just a hat and a wear. It is getting down in there with the boys, being able to swing a rope, and treating animals with respect. It's not just
This year's vendors include high-end establishments such as the Fairmont McDonald, the Westin, and the Zinc. The Fantasyland Hotel took home the Judge's Choice Award for the best chili. Ben, there sure are a lot of things going on in sports this week.
The Ooks have done really good.
They have. Let's start off with some hockey. The Ooks have been on a hot winning streak so far this year, with every team in the ACAC trying to keep up. The Ooks didn't let the fans down as they took their 10th game in a row. Not too long into the first, Kevin Carthy comes streaking up the far side and delivers a nice pass to Jordan Wood, who puts the puck away for the first goal of the game. A nifty passing play by the Ooks almost puts them up by 2, but a nice save by Andy Williams keeps it a 1-goal game. That save may have turned it around as the Vikings get one past Kenny Cameron to tie the game up at 1 to end the first period. Picking it up in the second, Williams misplays the puck in the corner and Connor Hoekstra taps it into the empty net, giving the Ooks their lead back. Ooks extend their lead to start off the third with a beauty feed from John Dunbar in the corner to Dalen Hall at the point, who squeezes one through the 5-hole of Andy Williams. The Ooks add another one to end the 4-1 game. The Nate Ooks take home their 10th straight win of the season. Jordan Wood, who won Player of the Game, ended the night with 1 goal and 2 assists.
One of our big strengths is our depth. You know, we can roll 4 lines. Jordan Wood plays the game the right way. A lot of our guys play the game the right way as we frame it. And when you go to those hard areas and you get gritty, good things happen. You know, so you made some good gritty plays, goes to the net, makes quick decisions with the puck, and gets rewarded with it. He had a good game tonight.
The first place Ooks take on the 5th place Concordia Thunder in a doubleheader this weekend as they try to continue their winning streak. Both the women's and men's volleyball teams took to the court this weekend against the Augustana Vikings, with the women facing off first. A monster block by Victoria Johnstone gives Nate the early edge, and they never look back. A huge smash from Nalani Stang gives the Ooks the win in set 1. Augustana can't seem to get anything working as they only beat themselves in the second set, giving Nate the lead 2-0. The third was no different as the Vikings hand the Ooks the win in 3 straight sets. Now on to the men's. They start off going back and forth, both teams delivering solid kills on both sides of the court. In the end, it's a huge kill from Kale Whiston to end the set, giving Nate the lead. The Vikings jump ahead early in the second with a huge block. Their lead is short-lived when the Ooks answer back with a block of their own. Kale Whiston with another kill to start the third, but this time Duncan McDonald eats the ball. Still in the third, set is no different than the others, with Nate walking all over Augustana, giving the Ooks the win in 3 straight sets, just like the girls. Nate women's soccer team is on their way to nationals this week. The team finished a perfect 10-0, ranked first in the province. Their first game of the tournament is against the MSVU Mystics from Halifax.
Know much about the opponent, then it's hard to, try and, strategize in terms of how you want to try and play against them and understanding maybe where you might be able to break them down. And so we're just going to see what, we did play them last year, so we're a little bit familiar in terms of the style of play that they might be using.
The Ooks faced them first last year as well, a game they won, so they look to repeat this year. The Eskimos are advancing to the Western Finals, and although football is a team sport, there were a few who stood out to the rest of the league, as 7 players from the Eskimos were named to the Western Conference All-Star team. Darius Bowman, who only played in 17 games this season, is second in the league in receiving yards and leads the league in catches. He was CFL Player of the Week 3 times and Player of the Month in October. John Ojo also had an amazing season as a rookie, tied for second in the league with 5 interceptions, and even returned one of them for a touchdown. The Eskimos have to wait until Sunday to see who wins the game between Calgary and BC to determine their opponent.
Wow, it's awesome to see that 7 Eskimos have been named to the All-Star team this year.
Yeah, it's really exciting for the Eskimos and Eskimo fans all over.
It's been a great year. That's been your look at Second Edition News, and we'll see you next time.
Welcome to Cooking with Ernest. I'm your host, Randy, and we're here with Chef Dan. How are you doing today?
Good.
Good. My favorite meal is breakfast, and I hear you have the perfect recipe for that.
We do. We're going to cook some pancakes today. So we're going to start with just all-purpose flour.
Okay.
Basically, you can use any other flour you want. You can use whole wheat, brown, white, green, purple, whatever you want.
Green and purple.
We're going to add some salt, or some salt, sugar, and baking powder to it.
And you can replace that with cinnamon or
you can,
brown sugar.
We're actually going to add some cinnamon to it today, so we're going to throw that in too.
Okay.
And you can add the brown sugar, as you said. It's just a sweetener, so you could add honey, maple syrup to it. Chocolate, if you really wanted to, cocoa powder.
Okay.
We're going to crack 1 egg into there.
Okay.
And our milk.
And that also you can replace with whole milk or skim milk.
Yeah, almond milk as well to make it more vegan friendly. Exactly. So we're going to mix it. And you want to just do a gentle mix. You don't want to over mix your batter because then it becomes really tough and gluey.
Okay.
So you just want to work it just until the lumps are gone.
To get a perfect consistency.
Exactly. So roughly our lumps are almost gone there, which is perfect.
And what would you put in the pan before you start putting pancake mix?
I like butter.
Okay.
It's a personal favorite of mine.
Okay.
You can use pan spray, oil, whatever you really want actually.
Sounds delicious already.
You just need like a lubricant of sort so it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan.
Okay.
So now we're going to just add our pancake mix to the pan.
Okay.
You can do them whatever size you want.
And when generally would you flip them?
You'll start to see bubbles start to happen throughout the pancake mix.
Okay.
So once it starts to bubble up, means the pancakes have gone nice and golden.
Okay.
And it's ready to flip.
Okay. Generally, how long do you think? 15
Usually about,
seconds, 30 seconds?
Usually about 2 minutes will be a nice golden color, and then you can flip it, and then it's literally like 30 seconds after that and ready to eat.
Okay. Yummy. Sounds delicious.
So we're gonna make sure they're not sticking, and then we're gonna give them a flip.
Okay. Those look absolutely delicious. If you would like this recipe and more, you can go to the Nate Newswatch website and click on the second edition tab. I'm Randy, and this is Chef Dan.